uneventful day, that I'll talk about recipes and my new garden that I've started growing, and that should keep us going for a while. Do you want to comment on that? Do you want to maybe...
No, I'm just sitting quietly on the fire.
No, I just wanted to say thank you for all the interaction we had today. It was a brilliant drive. It was so exciting. I mean, I couldn't even type like you guys noticed. Yeah, and I think we all enjoyed it, and yeah, welcome to the Fireside Chat. It will all be about relevant things, but thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for opening and saying hello, first of all. It's you must remember that a couple of weeks ago I literally had to have a serious discussion and a whole afternoon's build-up to getting Lishan just to consider being in front of the camera. So that's a big jump to where we're at now. So thank you for opening, first of all. Welcome around the fire. It's hot, which is what it tends to be around the fire. It's still a bit overcast. That drizzle we had earlier has stopped, so maybe later again some rain. But before we start talking more about the fantastic drive, and that's actually why I was so happy for you to open, because it was phenomenal. Lishan on the radio was really giving us the sense of the excitement that she could see through the communication she was getting from everyone. We could obviously get the questions and the whole, yeah, it was a brilliant drive, but in so many ways, apart from obviously the fantastic leopards, you know, I don't think I have to tell anyone about that. It's brilliant seeing leopard like that, but the interaction, the weeness of what we do, without being too cheesy about it, really is, it was a phenomenal experience that. Just to quickly introduce, Lishan, you know, she opened for us. Will you introduce me, please?
Peter, who was presenting today. One thing I just want to say, interrupt, I just want to apologize for not getting to all the questions. It's really full, the inbox, so if there are any questions we could still answer, we'll go back and answer them directly to you guys, but I couldn't get to all the questions tonight, so I just want to apologize for that. It's not that we didn't see them, it's just that we couldn't get to them through all the excitement and happenings.
Well, that's totally understandable.
Okay.
That's the great thing of what we spoke about, that you know, people have grown with us for such a long time. Many of you have been on drives for more than 2 years now. Is it more than 2 years? No, almost 2 years. It's coming up soon. But is that we all understand how it works, and that we all understand how everything ties together. But just to quickly explaining how everything ties together at camp tonight, Herman Gerber is back from leave.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, Herman. We're going to chat to you just now, obviously. And he's behind camera at the moment. We've got Simon in final control, making sure the sound hopefully all works well tonight. We had a bit of a soundy drive as well. And Rexon is in there at the moment still as well. He's going to be out as well. We're obviously all going to chat and say how's it. And Herman, I have to admit, it was so quick. I missed your friend's name. Andre is also joining for a while. He's a friend of Herman's from Stellenbosch. And yeah, that's just to quickly explain where everyone is. And Lishan, I wanted to ask you, I didn't actually at all, not that I normally have massive preparations for anything we do, as you know. I'm normally just happy to be on time if I can. But we didn't really say what we're going to talk about, but I think what I'm interested first of all is what you mentioned. When we got back, you know, you walked up to the workshop and it was brilliant, obviously, that it was an awesome drive. But just tell a little bit of the experience and the feel you had from this side. Obviously, you were much closer to the communication aspect of what we do.
Well, I think starting off, it was very interesting because you started off with a sense of anticipation of what was to come. And then we obviously started the drive, and we had brilliant sightings, you know, without even seeing leopard. And there's a constant asking of names and, you know, where we are. So it felt like you guys were there all the time. It wasn't like the chats were about what's for supper or things like that. So that was nice. And then obviously going in and looking for the cubs.
And it was nice that it happened, actually. I mean, the beginning of drive, you know, I didn't just do that to create a sense of expectation. I didn't know if we'd actually get an opportunity to go do that. So that was very cool when that happened.
Yeah, but I mean, like I mentioned, we went earlier today to go and look for the cubs. We'll go and see where exactly they are. And when you're driving through that bush, remember there were bird alarm calls, and there was just a sense of, you know, something's here. And as we were driving away, we heard the kudu's barking and everything. And that's what I felt even, you know, in final control when you guys went into that area. And I'm sure the whole audience also felt that. It was just like, you know, there is something there.
Electric, you might say.
It's electric, yeah.
Yeah. Guys, now, and again, I always have this stage of my Fireside Chat, so I apologize for it if you're new with us. So that's one of the things that even tonight's drive, again, we mention it often, but there's a lot more new names and new questions and new perspectives coming along, which is fantastic. The chat rooms are very busy, lots of people in the vehicle. So for those of you that aren't that familiar with us yet, thank you for joining us. But what I was about to say, sorry, and I must try and keep myself short, I'll have to cut myself off a lot tonight, is I'm getting to the stage of Fireside Chat where I just suddenly go, phew, okay, I can now sit around a fire and relax a little bit. It's always a bit strange. You come back from drive and everything was happening and you change and off you go, and suddenly, wha, you're ready for Fireside Chat. So I'm just relaxing now. And
well, you can be relaxing, because then I'm going to start talking about cooking and the garden.
What garden, just out of interest?
We went for a jog. No, garden. Okay, I'll quickly tell you about my garden, and then we'll get on to
okay, we might do something about it this week. So
yeah. Yes, we can do that. But we went for a jog the other day, and we got some of the beautiful flowers that we've been showing you throughout the drives. Do you show them today? Those foxgloves. And we actually planted them. And
one.
Huh?
Lion's eye.
Yeah, one lion's eye. The lion's eye unfortunately didn't make it. Well, it was like when it was really hot here. So, but the foxgloves are all perky and standy, and I think they might just make it. But that's enough about gardening. I think someone else should take over now.
No, but it is something. Maybe just a little thought. There's no promises or guarantees, but maybe next week or so, especially since the next week Pete Bright is coming back. He's unfortunately not back tonight. He'll be back tomorrow evening or Tuesday. So we're going to be full camp. And maybe we'll do something around some of the flowers. I mean, as I mentioned tonight, I even found myself in Rexon looking at the flowers. It was fantastic. It is phenomenal with the rain we've had, how many flowers are around. But I think for the moment is... guys, sorry. I'm going to be very boring tonight. I can just feel like my head is just stuck at leopard and cubs and excitement, and it's getting hot again.
That's what we want to know about, so it's cool.
It was an awesome experience. We're obviously going to talk about it more when Rexon joins us as well. So I almost feel like I want to say, so we chat to Herman, even though I do want to talk to you more.
No, like I've said everything I thought. Thank you again, because it was a brilliant drive, and yeah, thanks for the week. I mean, with our big hiccup in terms of the optic fibre cable, and
of course that happened this week as well.
Yes, and the heat was something else. Yeah, there's always lots happening, but I mean, tonight just topped it all. So
that was a crazy thing, guys. It's 30 seconds quickly. That fibre optic cable that Leishan just mentioned, I forgot about it again. It's like in the distant past of a few days ago. It was amazing to see those guys fixing it. You know, there's a photograph in the blog, and you can get a sense. But you must realize that we're talking about glass tubes essentially that are 1/10 of a millimeter thick. So they are literally thinner than hairs. And to see these guys at night busy joining them up and doing everything they did, it really was great. And I almost want to, even they're not watching with us at the moment, but Stephen and Johan that came out and fixed that for us, thank you so much. It really got everything back up and running again. So well remembered, like you tend to do. You remember much better than I do.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm off now.
Herman's going to jump in.
Okay.